Hey guys, Robert from GenXgearhead here. Just a quick update on the project so far. I took last weekend off, got to ride dirt bikes on Saturday, and distinguished gentleman's ride on Sunday, which is really great. So now it's Tuesday, back on the bike a little bit. If you recall, I was trying to figure out some rear sets. So let me tell you what, I think I've got a final solution here. So these are rear sets from a Honda Hawk GT from Woodcraft. They're labeled CF Motorsports, but Woodcraft sells them, and I believe they still sell them for the Hawk GT. So they are all billet, incorporate a heel guard here. This is the stock Honda Hawk GT brake lever. Mine was all gnarled up, so I cut the end off of it, drilled a hole through the backside, and have the peg mounted here. So I use the stock rear hole. I've cut that triangle off the back. I use the stock top rear hole. These rear sets come with these spacers. So I cut a sort of L shape. I squared off the spacer a little bit in the corner so that it would fit right up inside here. You can't really see it. Well, kind of see it. There it is. And then there's another one. I had to cut a little bit of the face off. And then I'm going to simply drill and tap above where the stock hole is. So that'll go through the cast piece. I think what I might do is actually not drill or tap this hole until I've got the whole bike back together enough to where I can sit on the motorcycle. Right now the subframe is just tacked on, but sit on the motorcycle and then just kind of get the final adjustment, because I can, with the top hole in place, I've got a little bit of room to sort of raise and lower it, and which changes, you know, some relative angles. And there's a lot of meat in the this portion of the this big steel plate right here. There's a lot of meat back there, and room to move that a couple of millimeters one way or the other, which will really affect this height up here. So there's other folks that will say, oh, just make an adapter plate. You're an idiot. Make an adapter plate that goes here to here, and then you can take this part and bolt it to there and put in a whole bunch of different holes and blah, blah, blah. But this is really clean, and I can always go back to putting in an adapter plate later on, either using this hole and whatever new hole I drill, or this hole and this hole to cover up whatever hole I drilled, and make the adapter plate later on to kind of change that around. But right now I really love that this is super clean. Once she's in position here, oh, I tightened that up a little too much, but yeah, there we go. It's super clean looking, and yeah, I like it. I like it. So it looks funny because the swing arm's hanging down, but get the basic idea there. Coolness. Let's check it out on the bike. It'll be the same sort of thing on the shifter side of the bike. I haven't cut the spacers yet, so there's just a skinny spacer in there for now. And this lever, this came off of a different set of rear sets. So this is a little bit of a mixed match to put it all together here. But I suppose you could use the stock Honda Hawk shift lever, and then, you know, run the rod across to the gear shifter, of course. This one was nice. It's off of some generic rear set kit I got, because I can change where the tip is on there, and then if I really need to, I can flip this the other way so that the shift shaft is on the top. But I think it ought to line up pretty well with the shift shaft. And again, just cut the spacers to shape. I'll fit them in there. It all lines up pretty nice, and there's actually room on the back side. I just kind of temporarily threw the swing arm in there, but there's room on the back side for the swing arm to move through its arc without running into this, right? So ideally it would come off the face, and then the brake lever would go underneath around the back, but it doesn't. This is the solution I've come up with, and it works fairly well. So you might poke around and see if you can come across something similar, but and you may not love this solution, but it's the one I've got. I didn't have to buy any parts because I had this sitting in my collection of crap, and just a little bit of work and modification to the mounting hardware with zero modification to the main billet part, and of course using the Hawk brake pedal lines up nicely with the master cylinder, that sort of stuff. So I'll show this to you against the stock one, and let's see how she lines up. So I'm not going to go crazy pulling everything apart here, but as I line, it looks like it's about the same height and further back is how it goes for me. Just kind of like lining things up, lining up the bolt holes through the hole there, and but it's a good couple inches further back, which is okay for me. My knees still work, so didn't play football in high school or anything like that. But I did cut off the the triangle that's on the back here, that triangular plate. I cut that off completely, so that's gone on my bike. And these plates are built as much for style as they are for security. Really, this bolt, and the bolt that goes through the red plate in the back is really all you would need on this motorcycle. But this covers up this kind of rather ugly big cast piece on the swing arm. But anyway, that's the solution I got going here, and I think it's going to line up pretty nice. Just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you're having fun on whatever project you're working on.